Okay. I think we're on. Are we on? Yeah, we're on. So let me see. Let me check the stream. Yeah, we're on. Okay, so today we are going to do something pretty useful actually, which is to secure a web application, typically specifically a single page application or PWA application, so either SPA and PWA with Google API, Google sign-on. So the goal here would be to lock an API so that it's only accessible if you first log in through Google, and if you're not, then it will redirect you to the Google OAuth check-in, login, and after that you will be able to access that API. So that API will be offered in Django REST framework, and the front end is a Next application. So the Next framework will provide the PWA front end, and the backend will be in Django. Now, actually, I have done this not so long ago, so hopefully this will not be too difficult. But it was really pretty difficult when I first did it. Okay, so let's get started. So we start by making the backend. What did I do here? Okay, so this is the backend, and okay, stack these windows. Let's make a directory. Put the project and a directory. I call it auth2. And auth2 we would have backend and front end. And for the backend, we create a Python virtual environment. Let's call it auth2 env. And then we activate it. Okay, so that's a very fresh Python environment that actually just has Python, and we need to install Django into it. Okay, it's pretty fast. So now we should have the Django admin command. Right. So first thing we do is create the Django app, and the simplest way to do this is to follow the tutorial. Okay, so we create the project by doing Django admin start project. This is the backend, and then we add that project to our workspace. So we should have a bunch of stuff now. Okay, so this reflects these things here, right? And the first thing we should do now is, we can migrate. Is to migrate the do the migrations. Okay, I can leave it as a SQLite 3 database backend with a SQL database 3 backend. But usually you should prefer to have something like MySQL or Postgres. But for this, I think this should work out fine. Go to PE and then run the migrations. Migrate. Okay. Then we can run server, and we have our first working backend. Right? So this is Django app, but we need to have a REST framework app. So we don't actually going to use the template things, and we are going to use only through an API. So then that we should run just REST framework, and from there, again the tutorial, we are going to expose a basic API. Let me stop this. So we didn't done this so far basically. Now we have to do pip install Django REST framework. Okay, and that should give us this app, for which we need to migrate again. No, don't need to migrate. And let's create a super user exactly like this here. So manage py, create super user, and that's admin, and password is password 123. Password 123. Yeah, it's very common. Okay. Now we're gonna expose the user. This should be an app somewhere, right? So we have to add the REST framework to our install apps, and we also should have our own app. So that is creating the post app, right? So that is done by manage start app, and then called core. Called API actually. Oh, too late, it's core now. Alright, so core, then we have the directory structure, and the only thing we need to do is add the URLs here. So in core we want a URL file, URLs one file, in which we import the views, and we have this view index. Well, actually we don't even have a view, so let's leave it empty for now, and include that URL in the main app. That means include, and then add this line here. Okay, but it's core and core. Okay, so that creates our app, and that's the router. So going back to here, what I would like to do is create a view that exposes the user email. So the user is part of the kind of standard auth model. So we don't have to do anything, add any model here. Just have to import this one. But we do need to have a serializer. I don't think there are any serializers by default. So let's do kind of like what they do here. But we're not going to bother with groups. We're just gonna serialize the username and email. So no groups and no URLs. Okay. After this, we need to expose this as a view. So go here, and we create a view called getUser, takes a request, and that should return the current user information. So we create our serializer called user serializer. So we have to import this from serializer import star user serializer request.user, and then we return a response which is serializer data. Alright, so we first need to import the response guy. Where's the response guy? Tell me where response is. Response. I need the module. Let's see. Okay, here. Format or equal response. Okay. So you can see. Oh, we need also to export these guys as an API, right? So we need that guy here. And I think by default it's get, so we don't need get and post. And we do need to import that API view. Okay. So that should make our guy. We can try. Alright. So clear, I said all this. And localhost, it's actually here. I tried before. Alright, not working. So didn't find core user. So that is because we haven't updated the URLs. Right, so we need a path. That's user, and that's views.get user. Let's try again. All right, so it's pretty good. We have the username. Let's get email. Oh, we don't have email because currently it's the it's the anonymous user, since we don't have any authentication set up yet. So there are no username per se, and no email. All right. So now we have to go here and add authentication to our REST API. And API guide, we go to authentication, and it says that you have a lot of different options, and somewhere it mentions what you should do if we want to do social authentication. So I think it's around the social auth, this one. Right. Django REST Framework Social Auth 2 library provides an easy way to integrate social plugins, Facebook, to your authentication system, and an easy OAuth 2 setup. With this library, you will be able to authenticate users based on external tokens, convert these tokens to in-house OAuth tokens, and use to generate OAuth 2 to other users. So the idea here is that our backend will have its own set of OAuth 2 tokens, but we're actually going to use Google or Facebook, whatever, external OAuth to authenticate our users. And when they give us a token, we are going to convert this token to an internal token, and then afterwards we can use our internal tokens for the rest of the communication. So we don't need to go through the external provider anymore. Right. So let's use this guy. Okay, so it starts with, of course, installing this package. Right. And now we have to add these apps to our install apps. Okay, and also this, so that goes into URLs and that guy here. Okay, I think this is the same as path. Yeah, a bit easier to read, and then there's a comma here. Template converter, template is deprecated, so we have to use this guy. Okay. You can then enable the authentication class for Django by default or per view. Let's do it by default. So this is for auth toolkit. So we have one something, so it's greater than one. And then we go to REST framework default authentication classes. So we don't even have this fragment yet. I'll put it here. We don't have that. We don't have that. Right? This will use auth authentication and also our social authentication guy. Authentication backend. Don't think I have that either. So I have to add this block. And here, the of your social backend default to. Okay, so I think we have to change that. No, I mean that guy. Alright, so starting a new app. First of all, let's run this guy. Migration. Let's migrate first and run the server. So we have to go to Django and add a new app. So let's call this admin. We log in as admin and password 23. Okay. Now let's say add a new app. Here, application, add. And do what? Client ID should have been changed. User should be your super user. So that's admin. Then reader URL should be left blank. Client type should be confidential, and the resource owner password base. Confidential resource owner password base, and the name is of app. Okay. Oh, error. What's the problem? Oh, okay. See. All right. Okay. Then that we did this part. This section is done. You can now test the new testing setup. Retrieve a token for your using curl. Right. So that's we can use this guy. Let's see. Let's put us into wrap. Okay. Client ID is this guy. Client secret is this guy. Grant type is password, username. Username would be admin. And password is password 123. Right. So if we then send this curl command. Well, okay, we have a access token. Okay. And the other thing that we need to do is this one, where we exchange an external token with an internal token. So that's the part which is going to be interesting for us. Right, but first, they have an example here. Right. So the example would be using okay, so what have we done so far? Look like this. Off to provider, this part we've done, this part we have done, this part we have done, and then we have a Facebook example, but we are Google, right? So we have to use authentication backend. So this one. This one. Okay. And the model backend. And then we have to get these guys, and then we have to do these ones. Okay. The only thing that's missing is these two guys here. Right. So for this, we need to go to Google and create an app. I think they give you the link here. Okay. So I created just an app not so long ago for this, but it's actually very easy to create a new one. And then create credentials. So you click on create credentials. You say you want an OAuth client ID, and it's web application. Then and then that's it, created. Right, so that gives you these two guys, and then you need to copy this stuff. Obviously, these two guys should not be given shown to anybody like I'm doing here. Let me code this just in case. So then what? Let's go back here. Alright, so first we can go and test our stuff. So scope would be profile and email. Right. Authorize. Okay, and it gave me this. Give me this code here. Alright, so this code we exchange it for a token. Yeah, we got this access token. Okay, and this access token should be exchanged to have for one of our own tokens. So that's the flow, right? Where's my empty window? Okay, this is our access token. So we go back to this dude here, and this is the curl command. So the curl command is also the same as the one before, but the endpoint will be convert token. Right, convert token, and it has this new token parameter instead of the grant type would be convert token, and then we have token equal that big string, and the password is not there. All right, so if we run this guy, we should have our own internal token instead. Oh, missing backend parameter, sorry. Backend, we can put it here. Backend equal Google OAuth 2. Alright, so cover this. Alright, so now we have our real token here. This is this guy. Right. And you can save it here. Alright, so let's see what happened to our API actually. Yeah, so look, now this API that was open is no longer accessible. We get a 401 unauthorized because we didn't provide any token. So now we have to check the header. The bearer token is wrong, so we need this one instead. And now this API works. And actually we have a username and an email. Right. So now the backend is okay, provided that we do this stuff. Right. But I'm going to do one more thing, is expose this convert token as a function, as a helper function. Or we can do the call from the front end. Well, yeah, let's do the call from the back end and front end. Well, let's do the call from the front end. Only difference here is that you are potentially exposing sensitive information, like the client ID, that kind of stuff. So we have to be a bit more careful normally, and probably encapsulate this call in the backend. For now, let's do it in front end. So that means that our backend is finished, right? And we can move to the next part, which is providing a front end. Right. So project 2. We had on the backend, so we do OA2 FE, and then we do what? We do, oh yeah, we install Next.js. So same thing, we can go through the getting startup, setting a project, and then create a package.json. Where we copy this guy, O2FE. I think this code is not allowed. And then install Next. Next. And then make pages. Okay, and our page, actually there will be only one page. It's index.view, and then make this guy say hello. Okay. Alright, so now we should have hello. Alright, so we want one button Now she says login. Okay, and when we click on that button, we should go to the login in Google. Always need to open this guy just in case there's anything going wrong. Clear. Okay, nothing here. So we have to get the help of the Nux auth guy. Auth package. Alright, let's go through the steps. Yarn add Nux.js auth and Nux.js Axios. Okay, these packages will help us go through the authentication on the front end. Edit Nux config.js, and I'm gonna have one. Next config.js. Okay. Alright, but this guy should have something. Export default, and then we have to do this stuff. Modules, two guys, and off options. Okay, and it's Google we're talking about. The only thing is the client ID. Strategies. Client ID, right, and the client ID was well, what was the client ID? Okay, this is not the client ID from Google. This is the client ID from our app, right? Let me check. Yeah, DK something is not the right one. Oh, we see now we're backend configuration. This one. So again, we shouldn't have this shown to everybody. Okay, that's it. And then we can do this like this off login with Google. Need to activate also the store. I think they say something about that. Yeah, activate the store. So that's actually quite easy. Create a directory. Cool. Not here. Create a directory called store, and then create a file index.js inside. Okay. This off login with Google will be the only thing we are going to call here. Right. Wow, 69 errors. Well, that probably this guy is up and running. Alright, redirect UI mismatch. So we have to pass this one as the authorized redirect URI. So it's not this guy, it's not Google, it's not this one. Well, yeah. Google App Console. Where's our developer console? Alright, so this set of credentials authorized with your URI, so we have to add this URI. Okay, and now go back here and do it again. Alright, so that works this time, and we can click on this dude. So I'm already logged in, and it sends us back to our app, because it went to login briefly, and then once you're logged in, it goes back to the front page. Right, so it looks like nothing happened, but there's actually a significant difference. Is that now we're logged in. Right, so if you go to the store, we say logged in, right, and we actually have the user information. Right. But the token that we have, so we can expose the token. So next step is actually using that token to call the API. So let's see the token that we have exposed. This auth get token Google, and token error p has a matching end tag. Oh, you know the p, you need the end tag for. Alright, so this is the token, but this token is not the token that we can use to do calls to the backend. So to demonstrate that, let's make another button, get user, okay, and click get user. Right. So another method, which this one will be making a call to backend, right? So we use Axios for that. So get the URL is /core/user and no parameter. Alright, so one thing is like that core user will not send to the right place. See here actually that we are going to 3000 core user, which is the front end. So actually this is it's not even called. It's because the front end has to or the backend serving the front end has to reverse proxy to the real backend. So we have to add Axios proxy true and set our proxy configuration for /core. We're going to send to HTTP localhost 800. Okay. So normally, yeah, the code now is forwarded to backend, but we are unauthorized. Right. So what happened? Let's see that is call. We are passing. Let's see. We are passing authorization. So we are passing authorization bearer, which is correct, but that token is not good. Okay, so do it again. See this request header, authorization bearer, and then this is actually the Google token. So we haven't exchanged the token, external Google token, for our internal token. So essentially the call here, the second one here, has not been made. So we need to make that call. Right. And so that's to wire this up is a bit tricky, because the flow of next auth is a bit weird. You will go to login, and then when login is finished, it will bring you back to the page where you're from. Only difference is that now you're going to be logged in. So if you also expose logged in, which is this you should see the difference before and after. Now we are logged in, true, and this is persistent because it uses client storage. But if you remove that data, it's going to be false, right? We press login with this, and now it's true, right? And we have this bearer token. So what we're going to do is that when we come back here and we have this, we have logged in goes to true, we are going to exchange it. So we have to watch logged in, and okay, so we watch logged in, and if the value is true, then we exchange token. So exchange is also async. Exchange token. For the moment, we're just gonna put the message exchange token. Let's see. So from the first reload, we should not see it, because actually logged in will be true, so it's not really changing the value, and therefore that watch is not called, and that's okay, because normally we would have already exchanged that token with our own token. We only want to do this when it's you actually logging in here. Oh, it's true to true actually here. So yeah, a bit annoying. Alright, so in that case, I actually do need to do this in this case too. So let's change this to immediate. Something like this instead. The handler and immediate true. Right. Okay, so now it's also calling exchange token for the first time, and actually calling once in the backend through SSR, server-side rendering, and one time in front end. Okay, so the stuff in the backend shouldn't be called, because at that time the token should already be exchanged. So I'm gonna say that if we are server, we don't do it. Right, so we only have one time in the front end. And technically, we should not only do it the first time in the front end either, but that's not going to be easy to figure out. So instead, we're just going to do it. Actually, it doesn't hurt if we do it like backend as well, because it's just going to fail. Right, so anyways, what we need to do is now to do this post request, and that's using form data, right? So data new form data, and data append, and then bunch of stuff. Right, so what do we have? We have client ID. Let's copy this guy many times, and let's copy this one to the other file. We have client ID, and then we have this dude. Okay, I put a lot of hard-coded things here, but obviously that's not something you want to do. Okay, grant type, it's convert token. Backend Google off 2, and then token is the token that we're getting there, right? So it's going to be this dot token. endpoint is this guy, off convert token. Okay, off this one we don't need, and do as wait on Axios. Method is post. URL is this guy, and data is this data. Okay. Alright, so a couple of things that we need to update. First of all, this off has to be proxied as well. So let's actually see. What else? Okay, so this one token, I believe it's not the right one, because it's the one that has bearer in front. So I just need to do substring and ditch the bearer part, which is 7 character. Bearer is 6 plus 1 space. Right. Then see the results. Okay. Let's do this. Unauthorized. Okay, that should be authorized. Okay, at least it goes to the backend. But it says unauthorized. So let's see why. Response. Invalid token header. No credentials provided. Really? Headers. That's one request headers. Oh, we are passing actually authorization header. But for this case, we should not have any header. Okay, so maybe we can just explicitly say headers authorization. Then no. Okay. Reload. Alright, so that's some big path went through. And we have a response, which is this access token. Alright, so now we have access token. Very good, very good. And then that we can extract. And we want access token. Access token. Alright, and that should give us. Okay, this is the access token we want. And then we can replace the token in Axios with this one. Axios set token, and we use this access token. Okay. All right. So now, if we call get user, it should return. Did it? Not source network. Yeah, this call succeeded. Not really. Oh, that's interesting. You return username blank. Not really what I wanted. Let's see why. Response. Request header. Cookie. You're missing the bearer part. Alright, so it should be bearer and you press this one. Ah, there you go. We have the whole thing. So now we have it. And then let's make this guy complete. So Axios await. And then we set the email to be audit data.email, right? And we need a data segment. Data return email that we can show here. ticket user, and then we have the email. Alright, so that is it. A bit crude because everything is here. So next step usually is to hide these things, and you can do that with the .env module. So for example, front end would be nux.env, right? And there's a block for this. Okay, .env module. So you add this module. Nux.env. Okay. Then I have to add this to the build modules. Build modules. Let me put it there. Just this guy actually. Okay. Okay, and then okay, there's this one, because you're gonna use it in yeah, we're gonna use it here, right? So we need to do this stuff, and then we move this guy to a .env file. This is Google client ID. Google client ID is this one. And then, okay, so if we do this, then we can replace this one with process and Google client ID. Then in the other guy, we also have it here. Oh, this one. TK. This is not Google client ID. This is process app client ID, and this is process app client secret. And then we have to put this guy here. App client ID, app client secret. And again, I don't even think this guy should be there anyways. But client ID is this one, and then secret is this one. Okay. Alright, so we have these three dudes, and so that our app are no longer any credentials. Right. But other than that, it should work the same way. Right. Oh no, it work here. Evaluate Kennedy parameter value. That's not good. Undefined. Process app client ID, process app client secret. Huh. Process. Oh, sorry. Process env. Yeah, so now it works the same way. What about this guy? Yeah, process and Google client ID. And the same module exists for the backend in Django. It's called Python decouple. And with this, we wouldn't need to have. I should even remember where was the part where we hard coded the Oh yeah, in the settings, we hard coded the settings with these two guys, especially this one. For this, it's gonna be another module called Django App. Yeah, it's very simple. So you do Django App, and then in settings you import that guy. And then here you would have config Google client ID, config Google client secret, and likewise you move your settings into environment file. Google client ID, Google client secret. Where is this guy again? Settings. Here. Okay. So same thing should work. Right. Application to log out. Yeah, so still work. This weird thing when it goes to login and back could be avoided just by putting a blank page login. It's not very difficult. Yeah, just make a blank login page. Something like template HTML. Right. Let's do it again. Then get the user. Oh, logout. If you do logout, well, logout is actually the logout is revoking the token. So you can go to something about revoking token. Yeah, so you do the same. You do this stuff. So you can see that you're using the token that was off. So just like calling. It's like this call, right? Just like making a normal call. The bearer token will be inserted automatically. Need to pass the client ID, and the endpoint is invalidated sessions, so that revokes all the tokens, and then the call will not be possible. Okay, so sure can do it. Log out. So let's see log out. All right, so that's a post towards auth invalidate sessions, and the only parameter is this client ID thing. So still need to create a form here. ID. Alright, so after this call, the token is dead. Right, so we just need to do the auth logout as well. So there's a logout button. We can add the logout button. work. Yeah, a blank response. It's actually kind of weird that it returns something. It should return for 1. Yeah, it doesn't even have token. Quest header and author. That's very strange. So we call this one without any yeah, I get unauthorized. Oh, it's interesting. If you don't pass credentials at all, then you get blank username. But if you pass the wrong credentials, you don't get that. So it's probably because of the way this guy is secured by default. Let's see, restaurant default authentication or off to authentication. Oh, we have to pass on permissions. Django First framework permission classes. So default permission classes. Yeah, we want this one. And that will make us tighter. Yeah, so if you don't have a, then that means this guy will fail. Yeah, for 1 now. Okay, I think that's it. So now you have it, you have an app. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is a little bit of bookkeeping. You can always we use this login to show one. So if you are not logged in, you are there, and then v else. Nicer. This token don't really need it. That's it. Oh, this one we can also show it only if you are logged in. So show obv if you are logged in. Alright, and then we don't need that guy. So if you log in, then yeah, you can get the user info, and then if you log out, go back here. Okay, another thing you can do is when you log out, you can clear the email stuff. Right, so log in, and then user, and then log out. Oh yeah, that's it. Alright, folks, that's it. I think it's quite handy, is the word. Not very difficult, but it's a good way, I think, to secure your apps. And that's it.